GTA 5, one of the best selling games of all time with 165 million copies sold worldwide. Did Rockstar deserve the amount of praise that they received when the game came out? When the game first came out, I would say yes, but as time has passed, it's only gotten more toxic. In today's video, I'll be going over the history of GTA 5.
Shut the fuck up! Somebody say yoga?
Are you taking a dump?
Ah, why do you care, huh? Oh, I didn't kill him.
Oh.
But I did kidnap his wife! Oh no!
Hey,
Shut the fuck up!
It's the 11th of November, and the trailer for Rockstar's next title just released. GTA 5. Wow. The game looks incredible. The new city of Los Santos. Overall, the game had an incredible amount of hype, with the trailer alone getting over 83 million views. Now, let's dive into the rest of what happened in the remainder of that year. Reported on VG 24/7, it seems that an employee of a PlayStation-focused magazine has leaked some information about the recently announced GTA 5, and honestly, there's quite a lot of information, but basically it comes down to this. A massive world pushing console hardware to the very limits, including more details in the world than ever before, such as more NPCs interacting in the world, higher populated areas, and more scenery than any other game. This will also feature interior locations including a mall, college campus, police station, hospital, and underground sewers. Now, there are also a list of features that were included in the files, one of which is improved shooting mechanics. Now, there are also climbable elements such as ladders and overhangs, animals in game, cars can be repaired and upgraded, but also have to manage fuel use, no dating aspect, phones are only explicitly used for being asked to complete missions, rupture a fuel line, then shoot the gas to ignite the fuel line, no child NPCs, you can use human shields in combat, there must be witnesses to a crime for you to get a wanted level, skills are based on what you do, so for example, the more you ride a motorcycle, the better your motorbike skill. Weather effects including torrential rainfall, sunshine, and even earthquake tremors should feature. Now, not all of this information is correct. Maybe all these features were originally supposed to be in the game, but were later cut due to the hardware that the PS3 and Xbox 360 could handle. Maybe because Rockstar overestimated the amount of content in which the game would handle. Now, there is a lot of information that I will be leaving out, mainly due to the amount that there is, but it can easily be accessible via online. Now, moving into 2012, another insider leak this time came from a quote-unquote a friend of someone who recently got sacked from Rockstar North for general misconduct. While the information is no longer viewable, it is possible to find out what was written thanks to PlayStation Lifestyle. Straight away, looking back, people were able to make a suitable and appropriate judgment on the validity of this leak. Firstly, they mentioned that the protagonist will be one character and one character alone. This character's name is Albert De Silva, and he has a kid named Kevin, who's pretty much your typical gamer who smokes weed, which later became Jimmy, as it fits the description for him. Our protagonist is also the main character that we saw in the first trailer, and he will not die at the end of this game. It seems as though that this was the original version of Michael Townley, or DeSanta as his fake last name, as no other protagonists had their own kids. Another note is that this source mentions that there's only one protagonist, which we all know was untrue, as there's 3 in the final game. Also, the source states that the main character does not die at the end of the game, which is partially untrue, as depending on your choice at the end of the game, you have either the option to kill Michael, Trevor, or your third option, which is Death Wish. Next, we know that multiplayer lobbies can hold 32 players on Xbox 360 and PS3, and that you will be able to form gangs that level up with reputation rather than XP. There is an underworld that has a working economy, and the players can take drugs which will have side effects. For those who aren't aware though, that this isn't actually true, as the PS3 and Xbox 360 servers could only contain 16 players. Also, forming gangs isn't a feature in the game, which would have been an interesting feature to have in the game. There's also no underworld type-esque of environments, which would have been also very interesting. If these were some of the features in online, chances are most players would be crime lords by now. We also learned that the map is 5 times larger than the GTA 4 map, and that planes are now flyable in this game, unlike the previous GTA entry. Guns and cars will also be customizable, allowing suppressors on weapons and nitrous on cars. Gunfights are now meant to be more realistic, and shooting will be more difficult out of cars due to shaking cameras. Not much to note, as this was all true. The most interesting piece of information, however, is the mention of the game aiming to be released in May 2013. A release date hadn't been formally announced at this point by Rockstar, but an end of 2012 release, which based on this information, which obviously did get delayed. Now, in late 2016, there was a video that actually did get quite a bit of attraction, and I actually personally do remember when it first came out. And it was this concept video of what GTA 5 was supposed to look like, in which shows a player driving a car through the incredibly detailed desert before getting to a helicopter. Now, this video was obviously deemed as fake, as it turned out to be a fan-made video. Apparently, the video's title also had been changed multiple times throughout the years, even to the extent that it was later retitled as GTA 6 Leaked Gameplay. It made sense that people thought that this was a leaked gameplay video. I mean, look at the details of this environment, in the helicopter and the car. Also, this channel does consist of multiple concept videos. Now, in late 2012, Rockstar Games are proud to announce that Grand Theft Auto 5 is expected to launch in worldwide in spring 2013 for Xbox 360 and PS3. Now, on August 23rd, 2013, GTA 5 files were discovered on the PlayStation Store. As VentureBeat reports, users who had pre-ordered GTA 5 on the European version of the PlayStation Store were able to download some files as they had become available on the 22nd of August. Users mined these details, being able to discover the game's soundtrack, while the game's main theme was leaked as well. Videos of such has been since deleted due to the nature of the files. The leaks were primarily audio files and did not leak to any actual gameplay leaks. A day later, PlayStation provided a comment on the matter saying, "Regrettably, some people who downloaded the digital pre-order of Grand Theft Auto 5 through the PlayStation Store in Europe were able to access certain GTA 5 assets. These assets were posted online. We have since removed the digital pre-order file from the PlayStation Store in Europe. We sincerely apologize to Rockstar and GTA fans across the world who were exposed to the spoiler content. GTA 5 is one of the most highly anticipated games of the year, with a very passionate following, and we're looking forward to a historic launch on September 17th. Now, on September 10th, 2013, I actually found this to be quite funny, and that was the strategy guide leaks the map. The world were able to discover just how big the game was when the map for the game was taken from the game's official strategy guide. The map was posted onto Reddit for all to see right here, and many were impressed. The guide was originally meant to release with the game's release on the 17th of September, but it seems once retailers received their copies, they were able to scan and share some of the information. September 17th, 2013. The official game of Grand Theft Auto 5 was released, and oh my god, the sheer desperation and excitement people had to get their hands on a copy of the game. I mean, look at some of these clips of people, waiting at midnight to get their hands on the game. Unfortunately though, Grand Theft Auto Online was not yet ready and was delayed until October 1st. Now I have a question for you. How many of you tried to get into the servers on the 1st of October? Because personally, I remember how much of a struggle it was. The amount of people that were trying to get in made it impossible as the servers were overloaded. The very few people who were able to access the online service on the 1st of October. However, others, including myself, had to wait days just to make a character and let into a lobby. Luckily, however, Rockstar was pretty quick onto this and fixed the issues for a lot of players, finally allowing everyone to enjoy the online experience. During this time, it was a hell of a blast for most. The only thing wrong was making money, which didn't even last long. Rooftop Rumble. How many of you guys are familiar with those words together? If you are not aware, Rooftop Rumble was definitely the best mission to do, and for obvious reasons too. You start off by spawning next to the garage, in which contains the briefcase you need, and then you go in guns blazing and destroy everyone and everything. That's it. In return, you make around $25,000 for maybe a minute's work, and back then that was a stupid amount. Now there was another problem, but not for us, but instead for Rockstar. That problem was DNS servers. For those who weren't or aren't familiar with what happens, players who were able to set bounties on other players in which had no limits. So half the time you see players in lobbies with like what, $100 million, bounties minimum. During this time, the very first update for GTA 5 Online was released, the Beach Bums update, which was definitely one of the best DLCs to date. First, we got the Broken Bottle and the SNS pistol. I know, crazy, calm down. And for vehicles, we got the BF Bifter, Canis Kalahari, the Bravado Paradise, and the Pegasi Speeder. Because let's be real, we all asked for a boat. Anyway, that'll be a wrap up for part 1 of a mini series I will be doing. Next video will be the timeline between early 2014 to late 2017. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. What are the benefits of that? Honestly, I honestly don't even know. But the button's there for a reason. So you should click on them. But that's it for me today. Take care, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.